Salam Sejahtera. We are going to present on our project, which is a free energy generator project. Our group members is Chan Xiang Wei, Nur Awalina, Siti Nurhaliza, Suraini, and Tay Meisin. First of all, I would like to give a definition on our project. What is free energy generator? Free energy generator is a device to generate electrical energy, and it works on the principle of neodymium magnet. It works in a simple motor. Magnetic field is created by the electrical coils, generally copper or aluminium. Magnetic energy generator can provide electricity without having to use fuel. They are typically built with magnet and copper wire coils to provide a greener alternative to electricity. Magnets creating energy. Magnetic field pull and push electrons in objects near them to make them move. When a magnet is moved quickly through a coil of wire, the electron will move and make electricity. Electromagnetism is the combination of electricity and magnetism. Spinning magnets can cause an electric current to begin to flow and create free energy. For free energy generator, there are advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of this project is input energy or any external energy is not required to generate the energy. It's very simple to run, it generates without biohazard, easy to maintain, simple to construct, and higher torque and better dynamic performance. While the disadvantages is the high cost of permanent magnet and magnet corrosion and possible demagnetization. The application of the free energy generator. It is used to charge up the batteries, used in vehicles, used in LED and bulbs, escalator, elevators, and electric road vehicles. While using these free energy generators, there is a problem arise. The magnetic energy that is used to run a motor over time does not require an outside energy source to generate electricity like the sun or water. It is running purely on the magnet arrangement. However, over time, the magnet can lose their magnetism, so they will have to replace at the same point to continue to generate electricity. The bigger issue is going to be cost of the replacement of magnet. Hence, magnetic energy will never be 100% free. There will be always some maintenance or startup costs involved, such as when the magnet will need to be replaced. The point of the magnet motor is to provide an alternative energy source so that we do not have to solely rely on fossil fuel. The magnets are also not doing harm to the environment. A magnet motor energy generator works, but the science behind this revolutionary concept needs some more developing and work through to become a reliable energy source to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel. Is this project related on this application? DNA structure. Can electromagnetic induction affect DNA? DNA is negatively charged due to negative charge phosphate group. The question here is, will positively charged ion from electromagnetic induction alternate the structure? Very strong hydrogen bond that connect two RNAs together, sometimes double bond or sometimes triple bond. What will happen to the cell if the DNA structure is damaged? There are techniques to experiment if the electromagnetic induction can affect the DNA structure. The technique is called microgel electrophoresis technique. This technique is to unwind of DNA structure under high alkali environment. Macros and microgel on microscope slide. Lysing cell in microgel with salt and detergent, removing protein from DNA using proteinase K, and staining method, visualizing with fluorescent dye to analyze migration pattern of DNA when different type of ion is produced. After the experiment has been carried out, we found out that electromagnetic induction will not directly damage to the DNA structure, but damage to the brain and cell with high metabolism. So that to prevent the DNA structure to alter, eat more antioxidant and antioxidative to neutralize the charges and free radical in cells, and also to less talking on cell phone. A Van de Graaff generator is an electrostatic generator which uses a moving belt to accumulate electric charge on a hollow metal globe on the top of insulated column, creating very high electric potential. It produces very high voltage direct current, DC electricity at low current level. The Van de Graaff generator was developed as a particle accelerator for physics research. Its high potential is used to accelerate subatomic particles to great speed in an evacuated tube. The Van de Graaff generator works when the two materials are rubbed together. A flow of electrons can take place depending on the triboelectric properties. When a such transfer occurs, the material that lost electron become positively charged and the one gained electron become negatively charged. This is basically how static electricity is generated. Van de Graaff generators creates static electricity. As you can see, there are 9 structures of Van de Graaff generator. There is hollow metal sphere, upper electrode, upper roller, side of the belt with positive charge, opposite side of the belt with negatively charged, lower roller, lower electrode, spherical device with negative charge, and spark produced by the difference of potential. The application of this generator is used as an accelerator to generate energetic particles and extract beams for nuclear research and nuclear medicine. This generator also used to sterilize food and processed material, accelerating protons for nuclear physics experiment, producing energetic X-ray beam in nuclear medicine, physics education, and entertainment. Inkjet printer. Inkjet printer is a type of computer printing that creates a digital image by propelling droplets of ink into paper and plastic substrate. Inkjet printers are the most commonly used type of printer and range from small inexpensive consumer model to expensive professional machine. Inkjet printer use hundreds of tiny guns to fire dots of ink at the paper instead. The characters they print are still made up of dots, just like in a dot matrix printer, but the dots are so very tiny that you cannot see them. They use an effect called piezoelectricity. Tiny electric current controlled by electronic circuit inside the printer make the miniature crystal jingle back and forth, firing ink in jet as they do so. You can think of inkjet printer very simple as a firing squad of nozzle, rattling of millions of dots of ink at the paper every single second. Here you can see the step in piezoelectric inkjet. First, an ink tank black supplies the ink dispenser green through a narrow tube by a capillary action, and then a drop of ink from the tank sits waiting at the very end of the tube. When the printer circuit wants to fire an ink droplet, it energizes two electrical contact red attached to the piezoelectric crystal. The energized piezoelectric crystal, dark red, flex outward towards to the right in this picture. It squashed against a membrane, dark blue, pushing that towards to the right as well. The membrane pushed against a hole in an ink dispenser, green, increasing the pressure there. The pressure forces the waiting ink droplets from the tube towards the paper. Laser printer. Laser printer uses a laser beam to write letter or draw picture on paper by sending data from the computer. The principal use in a laser printer is static electricity. Initially, the photoreceptor drum is charged positively by corona wire by applying an electrical current on it. Then the printer shines a tiny laser beam across the surface according to the data sent by the computer, one horizontal line at a time. The laser beam shines light off the drum for dot and light off for the empty space on the page. The laser beam does not move itself but shines light through a movable mirror instead. The light discharges certain point on the photoreceptor drum and form an electrostatic image. After the pattern is set, the toner stored in a toner hopper is gathered by the developer unit. The positively charged toner clings to the discharge area of the drum but not to the positively charged background area. A sheet of paper is moving along the belt and rolled over the drum with a fixed toner powder pattern. The paper pulls the powder away from the drum and pick up the image pattern fixed by the fuser. The finished copy is rolled up to the exit tray. From the above explanation, we will know that some device must have a current for them to be function effectively. Next, heterography. It is dry photocopying technique in which black or color powder adhere to part of surface remaining electrically charged after being exposed to light from an image of document to be copied. This technology is used in photocopy machine, laser printer, and digital presses. It has 6 processes in this technology. Number 1, charging. 2, exposure. 3, development. 4, transfer. 5, fusing, and 6, cleaning. In step 1, an electronic charge of 600 volts is uniformly distributed over the surface of drum. The polarity is chosen to suit the positive and negative process. Positive process is used to produce black on white copies, while negative process is used to produce black on white from negative original and all digital printing and copying. The modulated light is projected onto the drum surface to create latent image. The modulated light is used only to create positive image. When the negative image is required, the toner has the same polarity as the corona in step 1. Electrostatic lines of force drive the toner particles away from the latent image towards the unchanged area, which is the area exposed from negative. The toner image is transferred from the drum to the paper by a combination of pressure and electrostatic attraction. Electrostatic charge on the paper are partially neutralized by AC from the second corona, usually constructed in tandem with transfer corona. The paper that competes with most of the toner image is separated from the drum or bed surface, while the last process is cleaning. The drum that has been partially discharged from the detect is further discharged by light. Any remaining toner is removed from the Next is electrostatic painting. Electrostatic painting is a very efficient, cost-effective, and clean method of painting. It can be used on conductive surface and provides a smooth finish. It produces a strong and durable coating that will endure for years to come. This process has been used in factories for many years. It works using positively charged ion attached to atomized particle. This particle gravitate to grounded, negatively charged metal. Much like a balloon with a static electricity, the charge sticks the tainted particles to the object and disperse it eventually. By giving the object to be painted a negative charge and the paint a positive charge, the attraction is created and the result is durable, smooth, hard paint finish that is plated on. A smoke precipitator or an electrostatic precipitator is a device which removes smoke or other particles from the air using high voltage electrostatic. How the smoke electrostatic precipitator works? In the above diagram, the metal mesh is charged with a negative charge and the metal cylinder is charged with a positive charge. Uncharged smoke rises up the tube. As it passes through the metal mesh, smoke particle pick up a negative electron from the mesh, causing them to become negatively charged. Unlike charges attract each other, so the now negatively charged smoke particles are attracted to the positively charged cylinder, and when they get there, they stay there. The remaining uncharged air continues up through the tube. The bottom edge of the cylinder is deliberately rounded smooth. This is to avoid creating positive ion in the air and deionizing smoke particles before they get to the cylinder. With a rounded, smooth bottom edge, the electric field there is not so strong as to do ionization. From the explanation of the smoke electrostatic precipitator, we can relate that with the electromagnetic induction is both of them must have positive and negative charge, so they will work effectively. Okay, here we can see the DNA structure is related to our project, which is the electromagnetic induction is not directly damage to the DNA structure, but it can cause us to brain damage by creating free radical which cancer by using a mobile phone. That means the electromagnetic induction can cause the DNA structure to be altered. So it's quite related to our project, which is using electromagnetic induction. While Van de Graaff generator, inkjet printer, laser printer, hierography, electrostatic painting, and smoke precipitator is not related to our project because all of this application is using electrostatic charge to function, to aid in their function. After we discuss among the group members, we can conclude that the DNA structure is related to the electromagnetic induction. It can alter the structure of DNA, while Van de Graaff generator, inkjet printer, laser printer, hierography, electrostatic painting, and smoke precipitator involves electrostatic force to aid their function. Mostly the application is not related to our project because our project uses magnetic field to create electricity, while some of the application above uses electrostatic force to create electricity, such as Van de Graaff generator. That's all. Thank you.